there, fellow trailblazers. Welcome back to Insights by Outside X, a one-stop shop for all things IPM here at DOMS Nalsar. So, to be honest, I feel a little sad that the entire season is sort of coming to wraps, and we are in one of our conclusionary episodes. And in fact, the first years are here on campus. And recently, we hosted a case study competition, Outside X, along with the entrepreneurship cell, had a case com, and the three amongst you that you said are my juniors who were able to crack that competition in the span of half an hour and were able to give us good concrete solutions. And we felt like, why not bring them here, talk about who they are, what their life has been like, what their experience have been so far, and what a big transition it can be to come from school to a sheltered environment and to be out in the open and actually get the taste of what exactly it is to be an adult and to experience college. So thank you so much, guys. First we have Riya Gupta. She's from New Delhi. Comes from a science background, and she was in fact part of other tinkering labs in her school, and she was part of the events committee there. And on the other end we have Nafisa. She's from West Bengal. She comes from a humanities background. She loves to write, and she told me in fact that she taught a few kids in her school as well, part of a project there. And on the other end we have Vijaya. She comes from a commerce background. She's a national level sports player, and she's from Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. So thank you guys for coming in and talking to us about your journey so far. So I can't help but think about this. One comes from Delhi, another comes from from West Bengal, Shuri, another comes from Ujjain. It's like a triangle, peninsula of sorts of the Indian state. So talk to me about how different was it to encounter people of so many different backgrounds. I've interacted with a few of your batchmates, and they also come from varied backgrounds. So Riya, why don't you tell me your experience?
I think it changed my opinion about people and how people function.
Right.
It changed the way I thought people come from different parts and how they adapt to Nalsar, because it was very difficult for me at first, for everyone at first, because there were language barriers, there were cultural shocks, and it was very confusing. But I thought it was very interesting also.
Okay, what about you, Nafisa?
What I really liked is how people were so friendly right from the beginning.
Okay.
So I was a little scared, of course, first time coming to college and fresher. But then I met Riya actually. She was one of the first people I met, and how approachable she was, that is what really shocks me. And I felt really happy talking to her. So in the beginning I met with a lot of problems, but then slowly getting over those cultural barriers that is going on still now. That is what I really liked till now.
What about you, Vijaya? Have you found anybody from Madhya Pradesh from your batch?
Actually, I found, but it's not much my vibe and everything. But when I saw here, I got so much exposure, not because of the experience of the cultural shock, but the people are here so academically well. They are from they won the MUN, the Harvard MUN, and everything. So it's so overwhelming for me to communicate with them and getting so much new exposure.
That is true. As soon as you step out from an environment that has cocooned you, and it feels like free fall. So it can be scary. I agree. I remember when I first came in, I was like, I called up my mom saying, "Mama, mujhe washing machine chalana nahi aata. I need help." So Mama was like, "Why are you calling me? Ask. I'm sure you've interacted with people. Ask them." So I think one of the first people I talked to was Kritika, asking her how to use a washing machine. So that is interesting, and I'm so glad that you felt that language barrier is in fact an issue. There is this understanding that predominantly Hindi is the language that is spoken, but however that is not the case. There is people from so different backgrounds, and so I want to know, how did you make sure that whatever that you are speaking is relayed to the person whom you are talking to? Language barrier ko kaise overcome kiya? I'm genuinely very curious.
So actually I do have a story related to this, and it happened like in the third day of my college.
Okay.
So I came here and then I had to go to the health center. I went to the health center and the receptionist there, she started speaking in Telugu.
Okay.
Now I have like no clue what she's saying, so I'm standing there and really scared because that's like my third day.
Right.
So then at that point then I remembered that English is always there.
Right.
Everybody speaks in English. So I tried to speak in English, and then she understood that I'm non-Telugu background, and then I could communicate with her. And the same thing happened with my batchmates also actually. So in the beginning, we were having some problems because I would often say some Hindi phrases maybe which they would not understand.
Right.
But then I realized that okay, no, everybody understands English. That is one common thing that everybody has. So that
Most of my batchmates are trying to learn Hindi, trying to learn English. All of us are also trying to learn Telugu. So it's like we are trying to adjust to each other.
Right.
And I think it's a very good quality that we're trying to compromise our languages to like interact with each other and stuff.
I think that fairly comes from the fact that you empathize with
Yes.
that individual whom you're talking to. It's like, don't look at it as a barrier, but like an opportunity to learn. Like, there is so much to understand from a person's background because of just the way they have lived life. And I think that is also very interesting to me. I mean, I think before we even began the shoot, I think Riya was pretty skeptical, saying that she's from New Delhi. So, right, so those kind of things are also there. There are stereotypes associated to a region where you are from, so community where you're from, and that is when empathy plays such an important role. And did you feel, Vijay, I mean, कि नहीं यार, मैं कर सकती थी और एम्पैथाइज कि मतलब, या फिर मुझ में कुछ कभी गलती थी जो मैं आई कुड हैव वर्कड अपॉन समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ एन
Actually in Ajjan, everybody speak in Hindi,
Right.
not in a proper English, not in, even in the proper Hindi.
Right.
But when I came here, everybody is like fluent in English, fluent in Telugu, and so it's make me feel so uncomfortable that I'm not well at speaking even in English,
Yeah.
and they can't able to understand in Hindi. And the story is that when I put step in the Telangana in the railway station, people are there like talking in only Telugu. They don't know even English and all. So it was quite difficult, but yeah, I still managed to do it.
I think it's very interesting that you guys have been talking about, overcoming a challenge and then learning from them. And I think a big part of it is when you first step into the college and you first come across a senior, the behemoths that walk around saying, "Ha, tum kaun?" and then being part of a B school, and then big part of it is LinkedIn, looking at them on LinkedIn, understanding their profile and looking at their achievements. Ki yaar, experiences khatam hi nahi ho rahe, khatam hi nahi ho rahe. So therein that comes ki of that sense of feeling left down, and maybe it could be a different catalyst of a different emotion altogether. So I want to know, कैसा first experience talking to for your senior, and I hope you talked about me nicely. So, I mean, what was that first interaction with the senior? What did you think after it, Nafisa?
So one thing that after I came here, all the seniors are there. They're walking very briskly, very fast paced with the bag. So it's like really scary. But then I spoke to some of, like, actually you were the first senior I interacted with, and at that point I was very scared because again, first few days in college, and you were so nice to me. You actually told, like, asked my name, where I'm from, and you were talking about Nalsar, and that made me feel so comfortable. So at that point I really felt like, okay, this is a senior that I want to be like. If someday again I go into my second year and a junior comes, this is how I would like to behave with them.
Okay.
And another interaction that I had was after lecture got over, Ayush Nigam had come into our class. So then when he came, he started speaking to us, and he spoke like really fast, and he spoke about his achievements. So after I heard, I was like, can I become like that someday? So yes, these are the two interactions that will really stay in my memory for a long time.
It was just overwhelming for me seeing seniors and seeing how they have their lives together and how they're functioning and existing so well in the college. It was just overwhelming. That's the word, overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could be. I mean, I want to know, but I mean, it must not. I mean, I think, from what I remember, I will go back to my experience. I think the only way to overcome that overwhelming them is seeing them as a human being. ठीक है. There is of course the persona that they will carry for the first week, because they also feel like थोड़ी respect तो हम भी deserve करते हैं. So I think that is where it comes from. So Vijay, what has been your experience? I'm sure.
Actually, first I went to the basketball court when I saw seniors playing Chetas and like Bharat.
Right.
They were playing, and I was like, they are studying well. They are playing too. They are a multitasker. They are so, that was so overwhelming. They were so astonishing that how they are coping up with their day-to-day lives. And when I saw you were like a charming queen, like you're just walking. Yeah, you were just walking. Kate, like, what's your name? Where are you from? If you need anything, just help me. I was like, what? Like, seniors can talk like this? Like, yeah, they are just so supporting and everything. So yeah, it is such a great experience.
Right. I think it helps. Oh, thank you. I mean, like, I got to let you know. Sorry. After that. Thank you so much. I'll take the compliment. Anything I get. So, I mean, that's, I think, best. I think, but, talking, I mean, putting sort of remark to all of this is that I feel at the end of the day, when the place of everything overwhelming breaks, when there is respect, and when there is mutual respect, at the end of the day we are a batch of 3, and it comes to a place where we need to have one of our backs, because at the end of the day it is us against the world. And and so that is where it also comes from a lot of love and a lot of I think we all look at you like a little kids, so, and want to protect you as well. So I think that is where the emotions come from, and I think it should not be just and it's also you can learn from a lot of these seniors if you give them that respect, and they also understand that this is a good person, and they also have that inquisitiveness to learn.
That
So-
is one experience, like that is one thing that I thought
Right,
seniors
right.
have been here for much longer and they have been doing what we are going to do. So
Right,
why
right.
not just learn from them that
Right,
okay,
right,
what to
right.
do? They can show us the ropes.
Yes,
so.
exactly. Shows the ropes and hope you don't make the same mistakes as we did.
And one more thing, like if we are not comfortable with talking with seniors, and they are coming to us and like, do you know about Unstop? Do you know about the case competitions? And they're just telling everything to us. So it was like, yeah, we can do so many things here, and with the help of seniors, it will be really easy.
Right. I think that is a lot of it is also a very B school thing. It's like there is a lot of co-learning that happens, and these kind of interactions also teach you very important things like business communication, be it networking, and these kind of contacts go a long way. So I think, and also talking about case study competitions especially, these are a big part of what you do here, and and these kind of competitions require skills, and that is where you can learn from your seniors. And I think, concluding all of this, and it's been 3 weeks since you guys been here.
Yes.
So I mean, okay. So imagine you have the opportunity to talk to Nafisa, Ria, or Vijaya for the first when they stepped with their parents onto campus. What is that one line advice would you like to give them now that you have been here 3 weeks? What is that kid had a preconceived notion in their mind that you would like to break it for them? What is that sort of advice that you would like to give?
Let's say don't cry so much. It'll be fine. You'll get adjusted because
Okay.
like right after coming here, I was very homesick.
Right.
So I was crying a lot.
Yeah.
And that is one thing I would like to say. Okay, it will be completely fine and it's nothing that scary.
And you have it in you to get
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What about you,
I
Ria?
would tell her it's just college. Don't be scared. That's it. Like I was so scared coming here, and then it's like, why was I so scared?
College in
College,
not a big
yeah.
deal. Right. What about you, Vijaya? What would you like
In
to
my
tell her?
opinion, just don't rant about seniors and talking that he's just talking with me like this, and just focus on yourself first. Because when we came here, everybody's like, yeah, this seniors is so cool, he's just done this, I'm not like this. So don't rant about yourself to you, and like, don't just panic.
Okay, don't
Just
think
be
less
fine.
of yourself,
Yeah.
essentially. And Insights has been such a beautiful journey, and we have done almost more than 30 episodes so far, and it's been a great journey talking to people of different backgrounds about B School, things related to B School, things beyond B School, the business world and everything. And we don't want to limit this to just Nalsar. In India, the scenario that is of B Schools is a budding network, and it'll only grow. And then we want to encompass every other IPM student that is there, or every other B School students, and include them within our greater network of insights, and create more content, co-create with them, and hopefully gather more insights, so that at the end of the day we all learn, we all grow. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been my time. Thanks. Wrapping up. Jigya.